if there is anything to take away, and I always say this, I got into producing and I got into television, and I'm involved somewhat a little bit in advertising and things like that. And it's kind of like, you can't decide what's next. I think it is, and like I never did in my life, you have to be aware and go with the flow. You know, I had friends that ran a company called, do you know what Zappos is? They were selling the shoes online, and then it grew. And he said to me, I said, well, how do you come up with an idea like that? And he just said, well, it was obvious. You know, I can't remember the numbers, but $40 billion of retail sales were done through catalogs. And he said, well, if it's done through catalogs, and look at how many people are getting laptops looking for things online, so why don't we make an online catalog? You know, it just, and that's just growing and growing. I mean, it's just there. Yeah. And if you're in the banking business, I think, you know, people are walking in. How many people are getting tired of walking into a bank and, why do they make us go back and forth so much? Just to make it seem like there's more people there than there actually is. But you know, I think that, you know, banks are putting more into their online service because that's just the way of doing banking. I think you just got to be aware of what's happening on the outside and then veer that way. And that's how I've ran my whole life. You know, all these opportunities are there, and there's places for it. You know, there was going to be a game show with or without me. It's good that I went and did it, and I got the benefits of it. There was going to be a Saturday morning cartoon with or without me. People were watching it, an audience. They were building a network at Fox, and I went in, and I reaped the benefits. So the benefits are out there for all of us in whatever business we are in. And I used to have a friend who passed away recently. His name was Denny Dent, and he was this artist. He used to do a two-fisted art attack, and he was able to. You may have seen him on television. He was at Woodstock in concert. In the time of one song, he could, with just his hands and brushes, do a mural and a perfect replica of like a rock star. And he just found that he can do it. And the way he found that he can do it is one day he was an artist. And one day, it was when John Lennon died. He was in the park and he heard that John Lennon died, and he just went into, he had drug problems and things like that, Denny did. And he went into a rage, and some kids were painting a banner in the park, and they were playing a John Lennon song, and he just put his hands into it, and he just went wild all over the banner, and the kids were running because they thought this insane guy was ruining their painting. And then when he sat down exhausted at the end, he had made this face, John Lennon, and he didn't know that he had that ability in him. And he used to, at the end of his life, he was Bill Gates' motivational speaker for the company, and he said, you know, we're all artists. We all, whether you're a performer, whether you're a painter, we're all artists. And it's about, you know, being open to new ways of doing things and new paths. And, you know, we became good friends before he passed away, and I just loved his way of thinking, and I try to teach that to my children. And just, you know, just when you think this is the way to go, just be aware of what's out there and how people are doing things, and go in that direction. And at worst, if it doesn't work, you've learned from that experience.
And not being left in the dust is key here as well.
It really is. You know, this life, we've got one life to live. It's really short. Try to experience as much as you can in the way, you know, marketing is what we should all do in life. You know, we should all be marketing. We should all figure out how to, you know, that's what we're doing. But, you know, I don't care if you show up at a party or a bar. You know, somebody goes out on Friday night, they're marketing themselves. You know, they really are. And how they present themselves. If they show up at a meeting, you're marketing yourself, you're marketing your business, you're marketing your tool. That's what life is. You know, and I just happen to be selling myself. And I'm not selling myself any differently than I was the day I was selling a piece of carpet. I knew nothing about carpet. I knew nothing about the color. But people enjoyed the couple of minutes they spent with me, and my pay was they would buy the shag and I would get the commission, and that was it. And it's no different today. So I believe that, you know, that what you do is really, you know, what life is about, you know.